Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things take center stage. Welcome to today's video and Blind Woman Reviews. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. So today I will be reviewing The Inadequate Heir. This is the third book in the Bridge Kingdom series. If you have not seen my other reviews on this series, I will link the videos below in a playlist because I'm super excited to talk about this book. But also, I think it's very important that you kind of have an idea of what the previous was about, because the Bridge Kingdom, this is the third book in this series. So let us start with the synopsis. Return to the world of the Bridge Kingdom in this sensuous fantasy full of romance and intrigue that is perfect for fans of From Blood and Ash and A Court of Silver Flames. If you guys don't know, those are two of my favorite books. A soldier raised as heir to an empire, Zara is motivated by two truths. The first is that the Valiant family murdered her mother, and the second is that her pursuit of vengeance will put every last one of them in their graves. The endless war between Meridrina and Valcata has raged for generations, leaving thousands of Zara's people dead and countless more orphaned. So when she's given command of the contested city of Nerastus, Zara is prepared to do whatever it takes to destroy the Meridrinian forces who oppose her and to kill the valiant prince who leads them. Yet a chance encounter with an anonymous and handsome Meridrinian causes Zara to question whether the violence she's perpetrated is justice or a crime. And as she continues to meet the nameless man each night, she finds common ground and fiery passion in his arms. But when identities are revealed, Zara must decide whether to embrace a chance at peace or march to the drums of war. Okay. So I wanted to mention that because this is an Audible original, as are the rest of the Bridge Kingdom series, as is the rest of that, right? So due to that, you can find it right now in Audible, but the other books, like hardcover and paperback, will come out sometime in 2022 from my understanding. And I wanted to mention that this because in the Audible original, like audiobook, I did find a familiar narrator, and I can tell that's her voice, but it took me a little bit to figure it out. But I did find a very familiar narrator, and she narrated she was a narrator in a book I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months earlier, called Better Together by Christine Riccio. She also narrated Christine Riccio's first book, which is called Again But Better. So thought I would mention that. So that's something I wanted to mention. But overall, the book, amazing. The book was awesome. It was amazing. And I realized I need to stay still while I'm recording. The book was amazing. I think that it had a lot of interesting world building that was there. I feel like a little bit more would have been okay, but it had an interesting amount of world building. I feel like everything I wanted in the first two books, I was able to get in this book, because this book happens parallel. It happens parallel to the to the ending of the Bridge Kingdom and the entirety of the Traitor Queen. So this book happens very much parallel to everything, which also explains specifically the fact that in the Traitor Queen, Zara was there, and that she found herself trusting Karis with her life, which makes sense, right? Now we kind of get the explanation as to how the capture happened, why she trusts him, and all that stuff. It happens parallel to that. The one thing that does not happen parallel, of course, is the ending, which I was just like, when I reached the ending, I was just like, yo, Empress, you bitch, because that was just crazy. It was a crazy ending, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to learn more about that, and I can't wait for book 4. And this is the horror, by the way, as a reader, this is the worst part. When you read a book and you know there's supposed to be more, and now you're stuck waiting for book 4 because you do not know when things will happen. When the book will come out, or if it will come out. I think this thing says it's supposed to come out in 2022, but I'd have to check my want to read stuff. But it's like, why? In my other 2 reviews, I referenced sound effects that usually come up. They are more prevalent in this audiobook. So for example, something that usually comes up in the Traitor Queen and the Bridge Kingdom are sound effects that warn when you're about to kind of like break scene or change into a different chapter or change into a different point of view in general. But although this one has it too, and it is the sound of like the ocean or waves, but this one also has the sound effects of the Traitor Queen started this, where it had like the sound effect of how it sounded when it echoes back into your mind, when like words echo back in your mind or whatever. And it had in Aaron's case, when he was remembering the fact that Laura said I love you, it had the actual her actual narrator say the words I love you, and then there was so that's something that started, and it continues in this book. But also the one thing that comes up is that there are certain sound effects that come up, like let's say when something falls, you might hear a sound effect. So yeah, they're a little bit more prevalent in this book. Not a big deal, but something I wanted to mention just because in case you're going to listen to the audiobook. So yeah, but it's a very exciting thing. So yeah, I do love this book. Everything I wanted, I think, in the first 2 was there. Definitely a lot of interesting intrigue. We got to learn about the harem, which I really enjoyed learning about the harem, because we hear about the harem in the first 2 books, but we don't know that much about the women or how they kind of are. And we did get to learn a couple of things, and that was interesting to learn that the harem isn't as like the Meridrian women aren't as weak as they seem to be, which is always a thing. So I do like it. I do like learning about the harem. I think that developed an interesting world, and we got to see more about Coraline, who I really liked. So that was an interesting perspective to see. Honestly, Zara's perspective was also very interesting, as well as Karis's perspective of everything and how it all turned out. I did like the intrigue and everything having to do with court politics and all the very fun stuff in general. I loved it stuff. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free because you should totally read it. This is a book that you should totally read. And I'm so looking forward to the 4th book, which hopefully will be coming out in 2022, because it's like so good. This stuff is amazing. And I need to know. I seriously need to know how this is going to go. So I have some predictions, I think, for the 4th book, and let's see what those are. So my predictions for the 4th book. So for one, I feel like because of the way it ended, Laura is coming back, and she'll probably accept whatever Karis asks her, what Karis might be asking her to do. Aaron may go with them, but I also feel like they're going to be angry, especially when they figure out exactly what happens to in a certain way, something that actually happened. I feel like that's definitely going to anger them, but I feel like Laura's still going to go because Zara was still an ally in a way and do what they need to do. I feel like the fact that Zara will be isolated in a way because of the end of the book, it's going to explore that. I feel like it's going to explore that because with Laura, we kind of get it's kind of hinted at, but I feel like there's going to be more explored, I think, in the other book. I also feel like the there probably might be some conflict between Valcata and Maradrina, especially when it's figured out what Karis is going to do. I think that Zara is going to get an interesting ending, same way as Lara will. So I feel like that's interesting, and I feel like many more secrets will be revealed in the fourth book. I can't be super detailed because I'll be spoiling everything if I do, but I wanted to just give that a thing. So overall, I love this book. It's a 5-star book, which, by the way, it's very funny. In the month, I'm recording this in the month of November, but you're seeing this in December. But basically, this is the first book I've given 5 stars to in this entire month. So that says a lot. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this book in the comments section. Come back tomorrow for another video. And the next 3 videos are going to be very chit-chatty, very interesting to it's going to be more about writing, since I do that. So I want to talk about writing. So in my tomorrow's video, I'm going to be talking about writing my first 2 drafts of The Traveler's Curse. Subscribe if you're interested, and make sure to turn on notifications so you're aware when I release videos, and I will see you then tomorrow. Until next time, have a fantastic day and consume stories.